This is actually the perfect segue to our second question for today, which is more of a question that is maybe of importance for younger coaches. How much do you think needs to be said and explained to someone whom you're training before doing a certain movement? Would you say that it is, for instance, useful to give someone guidance and be like, you should feel this here or there? Or would you say it's better to like have them do and just see and shut up more or less?
Okay, how far should I take this? Okay, let's make a short intro. So there's not a general answer here. I'm sorry. So first of all, it depends who's standing in front of you. Okay, very generally speaking, is it a male or a female? There's should be books about it, how to train male and females differently. Two pointers. Um, when I say male, I say male people, so more like towards male energy and females towards female energy. This has nothing to do with men or women. I mean, yes and no, but there's men who have more female energy and vice versa.
Mhm.
So let's call it male and female energy, right? So male energy people, you're gonna talk to them as little as possible before starting the exercise. So for those people, you explain everything afterwards, right? Just make sure they're not going to kill themselves, is what I'm saying, right? So most uh yeah, people sound so stupid. Let's call them men, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Most men are not listening anyways to very illustrative explanations before you start an exercise. So no matter what you're saying, they're not going to listen, right? So just let them do stuff, have an eye on them, and make sure they're not going to kill themselves. And whatever you're seeing that should be done differently, tell them afterwards.
Mhm.
Women, it's the other way around. Like you explain to them every single step of the process that's coming up 27 times and expect questions about them immediately. Yes, all you male coaches out there, that's totally normal. And this is not about you explaining it wrong. This is just the way it works, right? You explain every single detail and then you get questions about every single detail that you've just explained. This is normal, right? This is about creating security for women, female energy people out there, right? It's the same thing that I just talked about on the Sempic pickup. This is how you do it to make someone feel safe, not just telling them what to do, but they should be the ones who should be able to measure if they're winning or not, right? Knees above the ankles, pecs, and what was the third one?
And
Oh
keep
yeah,
these.
don't shoot the knees forward while you're doing it. All right, that makes you feel safe because now you know not only what to do, but you're in charge of whatever you're doing. So you're not reliant, you're not dependent on the person, the coach standing next to you, asking him, "Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right?" Because the downside is, in the next session, you're gonna do the same thing. You're still gonna be reliable on that person, but that's bullshit. That's not how training should work. You should be in charge of your training, right? And I'll give you pointers. I'll make sure you're on the right path. Whatever. All right. It's a long intro. General info number two is talk as little as possible about movement and cues and exercises, and as much as possible with them, about them, and what their problems are, or whatever they want to talk about. So, what does it mean? Sempic clean or Sempic pickup example: one, two, or three pointers, right? And that's it. Stop right there. This is all you have to know at this moment for this exercise to get in charge of it. And use the rest of the time to connect with the person in front of you. That means, how was your day? How are you feeling? How did you sleep? How's your kid doing? How's your husband doing? Right? This is the more important stuff that we need to talk about than the 17th time about repeating the same cues while doing a Sempic carry or a Sempic pickup. Um, did I answer the question or did I just say whatever I wanted to say?
No, you actually did. because I was
Let's make another example because we talked about the farmer carry today or the frame carry doesn't matter. So the difference between using a lot of words and actually coaching for me is this. When somebody picks it up and starts carrying it. So a traditional coach would say, okay, keep your back straight and use proper technique to pick it up and whatever. Use your glutes to push off the floor, use your quads or whatever. You want to stay about that exercise. Okay, that person picks it up, something weird happens, obviously, because that those words doesn't mean anything to that person. The person doesn't know what to do, literally what to do, picks it up, starts walking. And then you're a coach and you get paid. So you start walking with them and you just start telling them the same three things all the same times. Like, all right, I don't know, keep your back straight, keep the tension on, and look straight, whatever it is. Pick another three cues. Cool. That's traditional coaching. What I like to do is pick up same three pointers on as on the sandbag, and once they start walking, my goal is neutral pelvis on the load using the glute max. I'm not gonna say this to that person. Fucking neutral pelvis with glute max on. What does that mean? I'm trying to break it down into digestible pieces so that person knows what to do without knowing where the actual goal is. I can talk about the actual goal, cool, but what should I do? So, very simply speaking, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to watch that person, and if everything's fine, that means I can see their glutes contracting while they're walking. Yes, I'm going to look at their ass. I'm sorry, that's my job. Um, Everything's fine. I just don't say anything other than in nice, encouraging words. It's just keep going. You're doing good. If I see like hips shifting
Mhm.
or I don't know, some tilting going on, I just start. My goal is glute max activation. So I'll tell them, all right, without stopping. At the next step, I want you to squeeze your right glute max as hard as you can. All right, so take a step, squeeze it. Take a step, squeeze it. Take a step, squeeze it. Great. All right, let's try the same thing. Keep walking. No, you don't have to put it down while listening to me. You're a multitasking, empowered female person. You're totally doing fine. Okay, next length, we're going to do left butt cheek, right? Forget the right one, left one. Okay, now squeeze the left one. Once you hit the floor with your foot, okay, squeeze it now. Squeeze one. This sounds so easy. It's not. It's really hard to do this and focus on actually starting to activate stuff. And on maybe on the last length, I'll go, okay, now we're going to do something. Now we're going to make you graduate. And now we're going to go right butt cheek, left butt cheek. So that means whenever your right foot hits the floor, you're going to squeeze the right butt cheek. And whenever the left foot hits the floor, you're going to squeeze the left butt cheek. If you can maintain this for a full length, which is never going to happen because this is really difficult, you're going to graduate and master and you're going to go whatever. You're going to get a PhD in butt cheek squeezing, right? Okay, that is a difference between just saying words to people that mean a lot to us coaches, but nothing to them. They're just too afraid to answer anything because we're the experts. Towards, okay, ooh, this is what I should be doing when doing a farmer carry. So I have to focus on actually squeezing my butt cheek. This is actually really hard.
Mhm.
This is ridiculous. I cannot squeeze my butt cheek while carrying 40, 50, 60 kilos. This is ridiculous. But now I know what to do when I do it on my own or what I do in the next session,
Mhm.
right? And I can always refer to that. This is a breaking down step-by-step process to get to position with tension. This is actually a really good example.
So yeah, I'm really excited for that example because it's so practical and so would
Do you
you
know that female coach who sent the question, maybe?
but to break that down, would you even say that it is the idea behind that is to have them experience that sensation of squeezing their butt cheek so that the next time they have that kind of like as a memory as opposed to maybe because oftentimes it's so easy to use like images and to be like for instance, one example that always comes to my mind is like telling someone like imagine that you shit your pants and you are walking with that and you want to kind of like squeeze it all. But that's like less on the
It's
less
a very positive story. Everybody loves to remember when the last time they shit their pants. Like, yeah, remind me of that again. That's a good pointer. Let's see how that goes.
But so am I kind of like reading that correctly that it's that I
Okay, so
having
the
them
point is the point that I'm trying to make is um we have unlearned how humans like to learn.
mm,
Humans don't like to learn through words. We're imitating stuff, we're seeing stuff, we're experiencing stuff, and that's how we learn. So how can I transfer this into coaching? Yes, stories are fucking awesome. Good stories. Maybe not the ones about shitting your pants. They're
but
great. They're great stories.
it's a great image for when you're carrying a heavy ass.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to do any more frame carry while I'm thinking about shitting my pants. Whatever. So stories are great. Feelings are great. Okay, let me specify feelings. Um, Feelings are not emotion. This is not about feeling good or bad. What I'm looking for is, okay, let's call it feeling the muscle,
Maybe
or
sensation, like what you are
yes, what I'm looking for is, okay, I want you to go for that. I feel a lot of blood pumping in
Mhm.
my right butt cheek. I want to visualize, okay, I'm going to fill up my right glute by contracting and fill up that glute glass with as much blood as possible so
Mhm.
I can make it look more nice or get bigger, whatever the fuck you vote. I don't care. All right, so stories are great. And this is how we humans actually learn. And this is the only thing we're going to remember voluntarily. I'm
Mhm.
not saying you cannot force learn yourself into learning stuff by heart. Of course you can, but this is not what we're looking forward to in learning. And the next time you come in, we can talk about shitting your pants. We can talk about the pumping feeling. We can talk about come up with stories that fit that person. Maybe shitting your pants is great for whatever, a dude who can deal with it. We can talk about maybe prison defense with dudes. Everybody knows what that means when you talk. Maybe not the best story to talk about with an intimidated 50-year-old nice lady to talk about prison defense, right? So choose your stories wisely, but use them. This is the only thing that's going to stick in your head. That feeling, that soreness we're looking for, the good soreness we're looking for, this sticks too, right? The downside with soreness is bad soreness sticks too. So that
Mhm.
means when you're doing this and shrugging and snatching and all that stuff, that's still memorized, right? So it depends on if you know position with tension creates rotation, which leads to torque. You have to know if that feeling in your traps is actually something you're looking for. It's the same feeling, traps are sore, and you either get it from armor carries, pushing your shoulders down or keeping your shoulders down, or you can get it from snatching like this. So knowledge is the difference maker.
Mhm. Amazing. That's all we have for today.
Good. Great. Guys, bring on the questions. As you might have noticed, this is stuff that I love talking about. I spend a lot of time thinking about that stuff, and I hope you can draw some benefits from it. Bring on the questions, make me think practical. I think in theoretical concept, but I try to break it down as much as I can into training. I train my ass off, and I want to leave you with some words that helped me a lot. Um, and have you hopefully have a great day, which is sometimes when we want to get better, it's really important to unfocus on stuff, right? So that means there's a great story from Michelangelo and the David statue who said, and I have to actually read it from here because I suck at learning stuff by heart. I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free. So this is obviously not the David statue, but the concept is you think about it like this. You, as a human being, you're starting out perfectly. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing weird about you being a baby. There's no behavioral stuff. There's no food stuff. Nothing is wrong per se. So that means as you grow older, you're just accumulating stuff because the world is how it is. There's cell phones and social media and other people and just weird shit happening. And you're just accumulating that stuff. And it's just, at some point, it just becomes a burden. Get rid of that. You have to unfocus on stuff and realize, okay, actually in training, the only thing I have to pay attention to is one hip position, three shoulder positions, three muscles with the three jobs. And that's all I have to care about. I don't have to worry about Excel sheets, percentages, mobility work, assistance work. Unfocus on it. Master those details, master those basics, and you can do whatever you want afterward. This is just for someone that maybe has not unlimited time for training. Unfocus on stuff first, change your perspective on stuff. You don't need to do all the stuff that you're currently doing. I pinky promise, this is what I'm doing, this is what my coach is doing, this is what our people are doing. This works. Get back by unfocusing on stuff and just get good at very few simple basics. See you next week.